You keep calling it overthinking. But what if it's not? What if it's something deeper, something quieter, something harder to admit? You're not thinking too much. You're avoiding action, avoiding silence, avoiding the real questions that would force change. Because once you move, there's no more hiding behind analysis. The Stoic knows this. He knows that mental noise is often just fear in disguise. And overthinking? It's not depth, it's drift. It gives the illusion of effort while you remain frozen. In this video, we're not just breaking the myth of overthinking. We're exposing what it's really protecting and how to take your clarity back. Overthinking gives you a task, a loop, a sense of control, but it steals your direction. The Stoic doesn't fear thinking, he fears thought without purpose. Endless mental loops aren't wisdom, they're a trap. You replay the conversation, you rehearse the failure, you imagine every possible outcome, but nothing changes. Why? Because thinking is safe. It keeps you busy without risk. The Stoic steps into risk. He interrupts the loop with motion. Because the answer doesn't live in the next thought, it lives in the next action. So ask yourself, are you really seeking clarity? Or are you just trying to delay a decision you don't want to face? Avoidance wears many faces. Productivity, perfectionism, even planning. But the Stoic sees through the mask. He doesn't confuse movement with momentum. He doesn't confuse busy with bold. He knows that your brain will create noise to protect you from discomfort. And silence? That's where the truth lives. The uncomfortable kind. The what if I'm wasting time kind. The what if I already know what to do kind. Overthinking is safer than facing that. But the Stoic trains for discomfort. He doesn't seek comfort. He seeks alignment. And that alignment requires confronting what you're running from. Not with more thought, but with action rooted in awareness. The mind loves to protect its patterns, even if those patterns are killing your peace. That's why overthinking feels automatic. It's not random, it's a routine. One you've practiced so well, it now feels like your personality. But the Stoic doesn't accept chaos just because it feels familiar. He questions it, not once, daily. He treats self-awareness like strength training. You don't fix overthinking with more thinking. You fix it by breaking the loop, with a walk, a breath, a journal, a decision, anything that shifts you from mental spin to mindful stillness. Because stillness isn't the absence of thought. It's the presence of, there's nothing noble about staying stuck in your head. But the truth is, many men mistake it for depth. They confuse hesitation with intelligence, doubt with humility. But the Stoic knows better. He knows that the mind is a tool, not a master. And if you let it run wild, it will use your fears to build prisons disguised as logic. That's why he acts, quietly, cleanly. He doesn't wait for all the pieces to fit. He doesn't need a guarantee. He takes the first step, especially when his mind says, wait, because that's when it matters most. Action without certainty is how you build real confidence. And the man who moves, despite doubt, becomes unstoppable. You say you need more time, more answers. But maybe what you really need is courage. The courage to stop thinking and start moving. The courage to stop hiding in your head and start showing up in your life. The Stoic doesn't chase perfection. He chases presence. He doesn't solve everything in his mind. He meets it in motion, slowly, quietly, but with full commitment. That's the shift. That's the reset. Not a louder brain, but a stronger hand on the wheel. So here's the question. If your thoughts were no longer allowed to lead, where would your actions take you? If that hit you, subscribe now and turn on notifications. Not for hype, not for noise, but for sharp reminders that cut through confusion and return you to clarity, to focus, to action, to the man you were meant to be.